Hi guys, and welcome to the Aging Games, where I talk about all things related to health, anti-aging and beauty, and especially for ladies over 50. But today we'll be talking about doggies. Stella, say hello. Aging also relates to pets, not just to people. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about aging pets. And this is Stella. She was 11 years old in September, and as you can tell, she looks amazing. So we're going to talk a little bit more about them, but I'll let her go her way. So I wanted to do this video for you guys because aging doesn't just happen to people, it also happens to the little pets that we love, to our dogs, to our cats, or any other pet that you may have. First of all, excuse my roots. We're in lockdown again and I can't get to the hairdresser, so I know my hair looks terrible. But I was kind of inspired to do this video for you guys. I have 3 dogs. Stella is the middle one. We have a younger one, Ruby, and an older dog who's past 15 now. Sadly, we don't know how much time she has left, so it's a very difficult time for my family. But I wanted to, first of all, talk about some things that you can do to slow down the aging process for our dogs. And as you can see, Stella, she looks absolutely amazing. When I take her for walks, people still ask me if she's a puppy. You know, she's more than 11 years old, so that would be like 77 years old for a person. And I mean, how many 77-year-olds can walk around the street and people ask them, oh, are you still a teenager? So I'm very proud of how my dogs look and how healthy they are. Stella's never been to the vet other than for routine things. She's never had anything wrong with her, never had a cough, never had any kind of aches and pains. She runs around like a little puppy still and plays all the time. And Bimba, my older dog, who is now 15, she was the same up to about a year ago. We were climbing mountains all over the place. She's been my walking buddy all these years. She could go forever. It's very nice to see them stay healthy and happy for so long. It's also very difficult when you get to the point where you will eventually lose them and you have to let them go. So I will try not to focus on that in this video, but I will tell you the things that we've been doing with my dogs to keep them healthy and to keep them from aging too quickly. The first thing I want to mention, again back to Stella, is you can see how black her fur still is. All of her brothers and sisters, I keep in touch with the family on Facebook. All of her relatives were gray by the time they were about 4 or 5 years old. They all start going gray, and all her family by her age are completely gray. As you can see, Stella still, her fur is beautiful and black. She's got a little bit of white stuff just under the chin, and that's about it. And I think the main difference is, the first thing, the most important thing, is food. It doesn't matter what kind of quality dog food you're buying. If you look at the ingredients in dog food, it's got everything in it, from potatoes to wheat to corn to peas to rice, and all of these cheap fillers that they're putting in there when actually your dog needs to be eating meat and nothing but meat. So my dogs they've been eating nothing but meat. We've tried them on raw meat diets for periods of time. Unfortunately, it didn't really work well, because I do believe the ultimate diet for a dog should be raw meat diet. We do cook for them, and all they get is meat twice a day. They do get some bones, and I think this is the biggest, the most important part of them being healthy. Commercial dog food is really just built for profits. It's like you being forced to eat like cereals or something, you know, the same kind of crap every single day with no nutritional value, no ingredients that your body actually needs. And then they add extra vitamins and minerals to try to compensate for the lack of meat in them. So we are very much against feeding our dogs dog food, and it's something that they've never had. And I think this is the #1 reason why they are all so healthy. The #2 reason, I think it's super important, just like for humans, exercise is essential. So you need to move your dogs, you need to get them out, you need to get them walking, running. They need to be in contact with the ground, they need to be grounded. So if you're living in a big city, you have to make sure that you're not just walking them on the sidewalk or on asphalt all the time. They need to walk on the grass. They need to be grounded to the earth to get the benefits of grounding, just like we can as humans as well. So this is also super important. The next thing that I wanted to mention that will help keep your dog young, healthy, and happy is to keep them away from stress. As you probably noticed, if you go home from work and you're all stressed out, your dog will instantly feed off your energy and they'll also become stressed and upset. So whatever you're feeling, your dog's gonna be feeling. So the more you can manage your own stress, the less stressed your dog will be and the healthier they will be. Also, along the lines of stress, it's so important to keep the dogs playing, to keep them, you know, when they're young, when they're puppies, they're just so cute. They're bringing their toys all the time and playing. And what I found is when they stop playing, that's when they kind of start getting old. And it's the same for humans as well. So we have to stay young and keep playing. But for dogs, it's super important to keep them engaged. They get bored very easily and they tend to get lazy. So if a dog has an owner that is lazy and just kind of moping around and sad and doesn't want to play and doesn't want to go out, the dog will be happy to just kind of take on that energy and mope around with the owner and sleep, you know, 23 hours out of the 24. And it's not really a good situation for anybody. It's not productive for the dog and it's not helpful for the owner either. So it's important to keep your dog engaged, to keep the environment without stress as much as possible so that you can enjoy many, many happy years together. Now, I don't want to get too much into vaccines or medical treatments for dogs, but obviously, just like for humans, the more natural things you can use to keep them healthy and to cure them if there is something wrong, obviously, the better it will be. I know a lot of people run to the vet at the first sign of any kind of problems, and dogs they have this incredible self-healing mechanism. So for example, if they're not feeling well, it's completely normal that they're not hungry and they're fasting, they don't want to eat. So at that point, don't force the food on them. It's not necessary to run to the vet every time some little thing is wrong. Every time you go to the vet, you're going to get antibiotics and you're going to get cortisol. I mean, that's just a given. That's pretty much what they do. So if you can avoid those things, it's always best, and give the dog time to heal, which they do so quickly. And you know, also vaccines, there's all these forced compulsory vaccines. For example, rabies are compulsory everywhere, and they're compulsory on a yearly basis, which is really ridiculous considering the fact that the average rabies vaccine, the effects will last from 7 to 9 years, or even as long as the whole life of your dog. So despite this fact, and this is a known fact, you can search this on the internet, we are forced to inject the dogs with this vaccine every single year. And we are not given a choice because this is compulsory. So it's not very beneficial for our dogs to have to do this every year. It's also a lot of stress for them having to go to the vet and the whole injection process, and it's all big business. Neutering and spaying animals is also another big business. I'm not going to speak out against this because I totally agree with not having all these unwanted animals, and the shelters are full of animals, so I really don't have too much to say about that, other than the fact that obviously, you know, for example, spaying a female dog at 6 months, you're going to have all kinds of disruptions and problems with the hormones. It's just like if a young woman goes in for a hysterectomy. Despite this fact, I'm not going to say don't neuter your dog, definitely not. We had our older dog Bimba spayed when she was 6 months old. She developed all kinds of problems after that, a lot of bleeding, a lot of different issues. And as they get older, they have problems with incontinence. So we had to deal with that. And this was all related to the spaying. With the two smaller ones, we decided not to spay them. But being responsible dog owners, we also make sure that when they are in heat, we don't take them outside. They are protected. They don't come in contact with other dogs. So we absolutely make sure that they will not get pregnant and have puppies. So, even though we made that decision not to spay them because of the previous experience with our older dog, we are responsible dog owners and it has not been an issue. But again, I'm not saying don't spay your dog or don't neuter your dog, but you do have to keep in mind that those will bring about certain health issues that you will have to deal with down the line. And finally, back to the physical environment. So we spoke about the environment, the emotional environment of the dog, but the physical environment is also very important. So for example, all the things that are harmful to us, like blue light, blue light in the evening, and Wi-Fi radiation. All of those things are also harmful to your dog. So you can do all kinds of things to protect yourself and your pets at the same time. And this is to reduce Wi-Fi exposure, for example, to shut off your router for the evening when you go to sleep, to turn off the lights in the evening, to watch less television, and turn off the computer in the evening, light candles or red lights. Also, if you have a red lamp, red light therapy is very helpful for dogs as well. I regularly put them on my doggies. It's really good for arthritis, aches and pains, for all kinds of different conditions. It's very helpful for them, and they love it. They love the warm light from my red lamp. So that's also something that you can do. But in general, the same things apply as to humans. So all of the things that you would hopefully be protecting yourself from or your children from, try to protect your doggies from them as well, and your cats. Those are just some tips that we've implemented with my dogs, and I think they are really good examples. Again, one is 15, Stella is 11, and Ruby's turning 8 this month, and all three of them are super healthy, except for Bimbo. Of course, she's a little bit old now, and so we're dealing with that. But they've never had any kind of health issues, any kind of problems, knock on wood. They are happy, healthy doggies with great appetites, and I really think that implementing these things, and especially getting your dogs and your cats off pet food and feeding them proper nutrition, proper food, what they're meant to be eating, will go a long way to making sure that they will live a long and happy life, and you'll have much less vet visits. I can promise you that. Thanks guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this and would like to see more from me, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, if you see the link below, I've just finished my ultimate guide to anti-aging. It's a digital guide that you can download right away. So if you're interested in that, then please check out the link below. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a fantastic day.